So when it comes to electric vehicles, there are two key factors which influence the adoption: price and range. Consumers want an electric vehicle that fits their budget while delivering enough kilometers on a single charge to eliminate this range anxiety. But where do today's electric vehicles stand in the Indian market? Here's a comparison of all the Indian electric cars, highlighting their range in terms of kilometers and their base variants in the Indian rupees. So we can see where the gap exists and how each brands have positioned themselves. I will look this into 5 buckets, or more or less 4 buckets. Starting with the first one, which is you have only two players, which is Wave Mobility EV and MG Comet. Both of them offering about say 220 to 250 kilometers, but you see MG Comet positions itself at about 7 lakh rupees, whereas Wave is entering the market at about 3.25 lakh rupees, much lesser and delivering almost a similar kilometer range actually, basically for the urban in commute within the cities. When you look for the next range of models, which is between 300 to 400 kilometers of range that's offering, you have Tata Tiago, you have Citroen EC3 and MG Windsor. Now, all of them are about say 315 to 330 kilometers. But you see that Tata Tiago has positioned itself much, much lower in terms of the prices. It's close to about 7.99 lakhs. Whereas you can see that Citroen is about say 13 lakhs and MG Windsor is also about 14 lakh rupees. Clearly, Tata Tiago has positioned itself much, much better. And I clearly see a gap in terms of someone who can position themselves at about say 370 to 380 kilometers and at about say 12 to 13 lakh rupees. So this is a clear uh, gap which probably someone can, this particular thing, positioning themselves about 370 kilometers and at about say 13 lakh rupees, 12 to 13 lakh rupees. The next bracket is about where again Tata Nexon, Tata Punch, Tata Nexon. You have Mahindra XUV 400e, MG ZS, Hyundai Creta. Of course, I'll leave BYD because it's more than 20 lakh rupees and it's of a different brand. So if you look at Tata Punch, it's positioned about 10 lakh rupees. Tata Nexon about say 12, 13 lakh rupees. But it offers a much higher range, close to 500 kilometers. And you look at the other brands which are positioning themselves much higher in terms of the costs, but in terms of kilometer, you look at Tata Nexon, Maruti Vitara, Tata Curve, and Hyundai Creta. Although the kilometer, I mean, Hyundai Creta's kilometer is much lesser than that of Tata Nexon, but positions itself much, much higher than the pricing wise. And similar with MG ZS EV, which is much higher. And Mahindra XUV also positions itself much higher at over Tata Nexon, positioning itself lower in terms of the kilometers, but higher in terms of pricing. So clearly, there's another gap where this particular market, about say 15 lakh rupees I mean, 13 to 15 lakh rupees or 13 to 16 lakh rupees, this range of it could be another brand. Because the recent Maruti e Vitara and Tata Curve has also positioned themselves at about 500 kilometers, but much, much higher, which is about 16.5 lakh rupees and above. And similarly, you see Mahindra is sitting way up ahead, offering 650 plus kilometers, and you have two variants of it, which is Mahindra BE6 and Mahindra XCV 9e, clearly giving a good space for Tata and other brands to look at this bracket also, where they can position themselves at a much higher cost and also giving them a much higher range to the consumers. What do you think? I think most of the brands will try to move up, and some of them would also want to reduce their prices so that the shift happens towards the left in terms of pricing, and also the range is increased or at least retained same for some of the models. But clearly for me, I mean, Tata has positioned its prices for the electric vehicles much, much better and has much higher ranges, offering much lesser costs. So definitely a very lucrative, and probably that's reflected in the numbers that is being sold also for in the EVs alone. That's my thoughts. Let me know yours. Which model is of your interest? I'm not taking anything in terms of the features and the other additions, add-ons. This is just between the kilometers and the amount of the base variant.